You are listening to SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network.
Nicely done by Piatti. That's spectacular. And Montreal Impact lead at BC Place. And it's Nacho Piatti with a goal.
Patrick Didier Drogba.
And here's the chance. Here's the chance. They've got the goal. Absolutely incredible. Cameron Porter.
Good day, good night, and welcome to Off the Woodworkx. I am Kevin Laramee, and tonight we have for you a jam-packed show. Welcome to the live viewers on SPN Radio. Yes, this is a live recording. So today, we are going to talk about the Montreal versus Los Angeles game last night. Late game heroics for Didier Drogba. Late game blunders for Brian Rowe. 3 points finally for Montreal. Now that's the way to end the slump against one of arguably the best team in Major League Soccer. Always up there. The Montreal Impact were able to get the 3 points. The first win at Stade Saputo in 2016. After the defeat against Toronto 2-0 a few months ago, then the 4 draws and the draws galore we saw at Stade Saputo and on the road. Montreal lost after that and came back and finally got that W with that late game free kick. And it's interesting too because, it was very far away. The kick was on target. It was hard enough to give trouble to Brian Rowe. And everybody's talking about, oh, Brian Rowe made a mistake and he let that go. How about the free kick? First of all, how about the weight on that free kick and the spin to make Brian Rowe miss it? He was not expecting a free kick with that amount of spin on it. So when you look at that goal in slow motion, look at the ends of Brian Rowe. Look at how he's surprised when the ball touches his hand. The bounce it does take, it's because of the spin on that ball. And that's because of Didier Drogba putting that spin on that ball. So, yes, it's an error by the goalkeeper, but that error was created by the striker of the Montreal Impact. How about Didier Drogba? Maybe his best game this year for the Impact as a whole, not necessarily just for his goal, but the way that he created the first goal, giving the ball to Oduro, launching Oduro on that 2-on-1 with Piatti. Then Oduro passed it to Piatti, who slotted it past Brian Rowe. But that was created by Didier Drogba. So this is all Didier Drogba's game. I think it was his best game for Montreal this season as a package. We've seen glimpses of genius for him, but now I think on the grass surface of Stade Saputo, no, I'm not going to start talking about turf again with Didier Drogba. It's a situation that it's not necessarily important now. The important thing is Montreal are racking up points again. So that 3 points was created by Didier Drogba. So today on the show, we have a jam-packed show. Like I was saying, we have Bruce Arena, Mauro Biello, Nigel De Jong, Gio Dos Santos, Kyle Fisher after his first start for the Montreal Impact as a professional, Cameron Porter, Didier Drogba. That's the lineup today. So let's start right now with Bruce Arena with probably not the most entertaining 52 seconds in the history of the press conference that I have attended. Bruce Arena, it was a classic. And let's listen to him, followed by Mauro Biello, head coach of the Montreal Impact.
Well, Coach, how disappointing is it for you to see that this game slips away just because of a mistake at the end of the game, right? Like that.
Very disappointing. Not only the mistake at the end of the game, I thought on the night we played pretty poorly. It's a game where we could have left here with some points, 3 points. And we played poorly, and we deserve what happened in the end. You know, we weren't good enough on the night.
Anybody else? Thanks, guys. Thanks, Chris.
Mauro, quel type de sentiment t'habite présentement après un match comme ça que j'imagine que tu t'attendais pas nécessairement à ce que ça tourne en ta faveur en fin de match de cette façon-là?
Ouais, je pense que c'était une victoire importante, ça c'est sûr. Les émotions qu'on a vécues durant ce match, pas facile. Mais à la fin, on était soulagés. Un grand but de Didier. Des fois, quand tu joues dans des matchs comme ça, c'est difficile. Eux, il y avait des chances. Nous, on avait des chances. On voulait serrer un peu. À la fin, un grand but de Didier et puis une victoire qu'on avait beaucoup besoin.
Mauro, Serena vient de nous dire que le Galaxy a mérité la façon dont ça s'est terminé parce qu'ils ont joué un mauvais match. Toi, de ton côté, est-ce que tu trouves que ton équipe a joué un bon match ce soir?
Je pense qu'on n'a pas bien commencé, ça c'est sûr. Je pense qu'on était un peu nerveux, on manquait nos passes. Après, on s'est calmé un peu, on a commencé à créer des occasions parce que offensivement, on a créé des occasions. On a parlé de rester un peu plus bas, de rester un peu plus compact, aller sur le contre-attaque et puis à la fin, ça a marché.
Mauro, contre une équipe de Los Angeles qui avait beaucoup de puissance à l'attaque. Quelle est ton évaluation du travail de ton quatuor défensif?
J'étais très content de Fisher pour son premier match. Un gars qui a donné tout, un gars qui a fermé le ballon. Il a fait un excellent travail pour jouer sa première fois comme arrière droite. Il a fait exactement de ce qu'on a demandé de lui. Je pense qu'au début, un peu nerveux, la défense, un mauvais but. On a fait une erreur, deux erreurs qu'on a faites. Nous, on a compté des beaux buts et eux, ils ont compté sur les erreurs qu'on a faites. Alors, ce sont des choses qu'il faut continuer à corriger et éviter dans des matchs.
Biello a connu probablement son meilleur match depuis qu'il s'est joint à l'Impact. Est-ce que vous avez l'impression qu'il commence à trouver ses marques, à trouver son rôle et à être confortable avec l'équipe?
Oui, je pense que Lucas a toujours eu des bonnes performances. Je pense que c'était une question toujours d'adaptation, de conditions physiques qui doivent améliorer. Aujourd'hui, il est arrivé jusqu'à la fin quasiment. Et je pense que quand il est sur la droite, il est capable de trouver ses petits espaces. Et quand il trouve ces espaces-là, il devient dangereux. Et c'est ça qu'on a vu aujourd'hui. Il compte un excellent but finalement pour lui. Ça va lui aider aussi, sa confiance, parce qu'il était proche des autres matchs, mais je suis content qu'il était capable de contribuer aujourd'hui.
Mauro, les deux buts, dans le premier, il y a eu une erreur dans la communication. Le deuxième est survenu immédiatement après que vous ayez marqué. Est-ce que, surtout le deuxième, est-ce que c'est frustrant de voir que c'est peut-être un manque de concentration encore qui aurait pu vous nuire puis limiter à un autre match?
Oui, on a fait des erreurs. On n'a pas fermé le ballon. Le ballon est dans le coin. Si je me rappelle, on n'a pas Patrice allé fermer, puis le ballon ressort et on n'a pas fermé l'espace. On donne Gérard cette chance de livrer une passe dans notre surface. Alors, c'est ça qu'il faut continuer à améliorer. Et les choses comme ça, ils ne peuvent pas arriver à ce niveau parce que des bonnes équipes, des bons joueurs, ils vont te faire payer. Alors, c'est quelque chose qui, pour nous, il faut éliminer de notre jeu parce que si on est capable d'éliminer ça, on va être une équipe qui va être difficile à battre parce qu'on a une équipe qui peut compter. On a démontré ça avec les gars qui jouent en avant et comment on crée des occasions. Alors, défensivement, il faut continuer à travailler et à améliorer cet aspect.
You made a change around 25 minutes, strategically moving the guys around Ontario and Piatti, and you just talk about what was you thinking there?
Yeah, I thought De Jong and Gerrard had way too much time on the ball in the first part, and I wanted to invert the midfield and drop Nacho inside centrally, put Oduro on the left and Ontivero on the right, and push Becker a little bit higher and allow the other midfielder to sit in there. And I think it worked well for us in terms of our ability to counter, our ability to not give them as much space. And in the end, tonight it worked out for us.
Especially for Ontivero as a change because that was the best team.
Yeah, I think we started off the game with him underneath to see if he was able to find that space, and I think once we put him back out wide, he was able to feel more comfortable and find space and be creative.
Coach, that's one way to bust the slump. How relieved are you to finally get that win?
Yeah, I think it's for sure. It's a big win for us. We hadn't won in 6 games. I know we had a lot of ties, but it came at the last minute. It was great. I think it's great for the team, for the morale, for the confidence. My dressing room was very vibrant after the game, and that's important. It's important for us to continue to build and grow as a team. And this was a big win for us.
And your thoughts just on Kyle Fisher's performance in his first time last week?
I thought he was excellent. I think he closed down sharp. He didn't get B1. He was alert. He was tucked in. He did a good job. And for me, for someone to come in, it's not easy. You're playing against a good team, and to play his first game out of position speaks a lot about this young man.
A bit of luck on the final goal, but in the last 10 minutes, you had 3 or 4 good scoring chances there. It had to be gratifying.
Yeah, I think, obviously Didier's shot, that ball was moving all over the place, and, it bounced in for us, but we did have our chances. Nacho had a couple, Didier had a couple good looks on goal, so I'm happy we went in at the end, and, it gives us confidence, and we move forward as a team.
À quel point la foule ce soir a joué un rôle parce qu'il y avait un petit sentiment un peu plus électrique qu'à l'habitude dans le stade Saputo?
Ouais, c'était incroyable. Je pense que quand on a compté, j'ai jamais entendu le stade comme ça dans toutes les années. C'était incroyable. Et quand la foule est dans le match, c'est sûr que je me rappelle l'année passée, à la fin de l'année, il y avait la foule qui nous poussait. Et ce soir, ça m'a fait penser un peu le match de Chicago, un peu de la séquence qu'on a eue quand la foule était derrière nous et comment ils nous ont poussés. Et ce soir, ils nous ont aidés à gagner ce match. Yeah, I think tonight the crowd was unbelievable. I don't think I've heard the Saputo Stadium that loud in all the years. It was very vibrant. It was. They were into the game, and it reminded me of last year of the game against Chicago when they just got behind us and they just started pushing us and getting into the game. And in the end, they were part of us coming back and winning this game.
Thanks to Mauro Biello and Bruce Arena. Mauro Biello, head coach of the Montreal Impact, and Bruce Arena, head coach of the LA Galaxy. One tidbit of information that I'd like to take from this press conference of Mauro Biello is when asked by Brian Wild of CTV Montreal, Mauro Biello was asked that tactical switch around that 25-minute where Dominic Oduro switched to the left side, Piatti went to the middle, and Ontivero went to the right. It started with Ontivero in the number 10 position in the midfield, Piatti on his favorite left side of the midfield, and Oduro on the right, where we are used to seeing Dominic Oduro. But if you're looking at the way the setup of LA Galaxy, the way they're set up, Ashley Cole was in Oduro's way, and Oduro was not able to use his strongest asset. Yes, he does have a better first touch this year. We have seen it, especially in this game. Yes, I do have to agree, and I do give it to Dominic Oduro for working hard on his ball handling skills. Props to you, Oduro, and your new algorithm haircut looked pretty good. But Dom, when he was liberated and put on the other side instead of Piatti was able to use that space because Robbie Rogers was kind of exposed in that space after when Dominic Oduro was switched there. So that was the basic of that move. Ontivero finding himself on the right, different skill set than Dominic Oduro, able to control the ball and able to move with his strength as a ball carrier forward in the pitch, was able to take advantage of a Ashley Cole, Boateng, and Yele Van Dam, which Dominic Oduro wasn't. Oduro was getting eaten up by that trio of defenders and midfielders, and then you had De Jong to the mix. Yeah, exactly. So when that switch was made, Oduro was able to have more space and able to take that legit Rogers combination and use it for his advantage. Piatti brought in the midfield position at the number 10. He brought his ball handling, ball carrying asset, giving everybody else time. But on the second goal of the Montreal Impact, where Oduro, Piatti, I think it was the first goal, actually. The first goal of the Impact where Drogba created the whole thing around midfield. Then he saw Oduro sprinting just after they've switched it. Drogba passed to Oduro. Oduro was able to assess the situation, see that he's on 2-on-1 with Piatti. So Of course, you give the ball to Piatti, and you give the ball to Piatti where he has space to collect the ball, do a first touch, and then decide what to do. Piatti, when he gets into his office, like he say, close to the 18-yard box, that's when he is at ease. And when you give him the ball there instead of closer to the 6-yard box where he doesn't necessarily have the time to assess the situation, take the best decision towards what shot to use to score, well, that's what he did. 8 goals this season for Nacho Piatti. A great pass by Dominic Gaudreau, but that whole play, that entire run of play was created by Didier Drogba in the midfield. For me, Didier Drogba, yes, as a striker, as a pure finisher, it's just one goal, but he direct key pass assist, plus the way he created the goals. For me, this is the implication that he's bringing. He's here to win this year, and he's not just here as a tourist. And we talked about this before, but Didier Drogba's work ethic is what brought him to the highest level for his entire career. It's not going to stop for 1 year. So when it was announced and when the whole going to Chelsea situation just dropped off the face of the earth, I knew that he would come back and give 100%. And we've seen him give 100%. Trust me, he did about 8 minutes of interviews after the game, something that we'd not necessarily expecting from Didier Drogba to that level. Gave 4 minutes in French and about 3 minutes in English that you will be able to get a listen to later on this show. But Didier Drogba is in Montreal to win it. Same for Nigel De Jong and Gio Dos Santos. Yes, Robbie Keane is away at the Euros right now, but this team is a team that surprised me this year. Not as I'm surprised with their stars and their result with Stevie G, Gio, and De Jong and all that with Van Damme too. Players that would probably be DPs in any other team, but not with the Galaxy because, well, MLS, LA, you know, exactly. So De Jong and Gio are able to, first of all, De Jong is a monster. His presence on the field he's not, I was actually surprised interviewing him at the end of the ball, holding a microphone while he was talking after the game. I was kind of surprised by his size. I'm not that tall. I'm a little big, but I'm not tall. So whenever I'm bigger than a guy, I'm always surprised. But yeah, I was a little bit shocked by the size of De Jong, but it's always surprising when you see him on the pitch. Is the strength of it makes him even bigger than he is. But De Jong, what's interesting about De Jong is, well, it's always on the fringe. Like the tackles that he does are always fringy. And when it's Piatti, we've seen this for now 3 games straight where Piatti gets tackled either in the box, close to the box, never one call. And I think it's a shame. I think he has been pinpointed. He has been red flagged. And the referees are not taking his dives, or I don't want to say dive because they're not always dives. Yes, sometimes there is. Sometimes he has an easiness to fall down. Let's just put it that way. And sometimes, a lot of times, the referee just don't give him the benefit of the doubt. So he doesn't have that call going his way that could change the game for Montreal. He has been clipped in the box a couple times in this game, and never did the referee even was close to blowing his whistle. So I think, unfortunately for the Montreal Impact, Piatti has been red flagged in the entire league, saying, look, we're not going to give that guy the benefit of the doubt. He's good enough to do it on his own. We don't need to give him penalties on top of it. So unfortunately, whenever there's a hard tackle like De Jong did on Piatti a couple times in that game, you don't have that call going for it. But yeah, De Jong, interesting. Gerard, a little higher on the pitch, was interesting. It was effective in this game. An assist on the first goal on the second goal, from goal by McGee. So on a free kick, McGee bounced it off right after the Montreal second goal, which was a go-ahead goal. So they are pretty effective, LA. And it's interesting, the comments of De Jong and Gio. They were really disappointed and they felt like they deserved what they got. And, well, let's just listen to De Jong and Gio Dos Santos talk about right now. Talk about the performances, talk about how Bruce Arena saw that game. So let's listen to one of the biggest salaries in the league. That's not a DP, Nigel De Jong.
First question I'll have for you is that what do you tell a young goalkeeper in a situation like this? You did everything right up until that last touch.
Yeah, that's football as well, you know. I mean, that's part of the game. You got to make mistakes to learn as well. So he made a mistake today, what cost a 3 point, but I mean, we in it together. We lose together and we win together. So nothing personal against him. He knows what he has to do to improve. We still got a couple of days till Kansas City at home to look back and be critical on each other. And then we got to go more from there. But I mean, he's a good goalie. You know, you don't have to sweat about it. But that's football as well. That's part of the game.
Stephen, I spoke to him earlier. He felt the team should have come away with 3 points tonight. Obviously, you're within seconds of at least one, but 3 points tonight, would that have been just for you?
Yeah, if you see the chances that we created and also the team that we play against, with all due respect from Montreal, but I think we had to go away with 3 points. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and especially when it comes down to the end of the game and it's 1-1, you got to get the point, you know. And what I said before, you know, you just have to be critical against each other and see what we can improve. And I mean, we can't lose on the road. It's that easy. I mean, every point is important in the road to the championship. So today was as well. So yeah.
In the broadcast, I thought defensively, I thought you guys controlled the middle of the park very well this evening.
Yeah, I mean, defensively was okay. I mean, you know, we always making changes throughout the season. I think we played 12 games with different 11 players because of injuries, suspensions, and so on and so on. So it's still a process that we are in. But at the end of the day, there are no excuses. You got to win games if it is with your guys that are normally starting from the bench, or with the guys who's been always in the starting 11. So at the end of the day, you got to take 3 points home.
Time to turn the page. Hey, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Nigel De Jong, guys. 5 minutes with Gio. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Gio, let's start out with the first goal because you guys took advantage of a mistake. You got your 6th on the season, so congratulations in that regard.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I think we started the game very well. We pressed them very well in the beginning, and you know we are really disappointed tonight for the lose, and you know it's a sad day for us.
Offensively, yeah, you created chances. You had multiple chances, especially I thought in the first 25 minutes of the match. That belonged to the Galaxy.
Yeah, as I say, the first minutes of the game, I think we completely control the game. We create chances, you know, and obviously it's a 90 minutes game. You know, I think they press us well, very good, and you know they make their chances. And you know, we are really disappointed tonight.
Talk a little about the teamwork between you and Mike McGee playing in the forward position. Obviously, Mike is not the typical target forward, but it seemed like you guys had a pretty good understanding.
Yeah, I mean, I know Mikey very well. He has a lot of quality. He's a great player, you know, and play with him is always good, you know. His movements always are good, you know. He always tries to find me, so I think our chemistry was good tonight.
How do you bounce back from a result like this, feeling that at least you should get a point away from home, and at the final kick, you get 0?
Well, I mean, it's difficult, you know, but you know, it's the past. We have to look forward for the next game. You know, the games continue, and you know, I think we have a great team, we great players, great character, and you know, I think we have to win the next game.
Hey, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks to Nigel De Jong and Gio Dos Santos for their comments after the Montreal Impact victory 3-2 yesterday at Stade Saputo. The slump has been broken for Montreal. Their first win it was their first win in 7. If you go back to that 2-0 defeat at home in the home opener of Stade Saputo against their bitter rivals of the 401 Derby, or the Two Solitudes Derby, if you like, against Toronto. Now, after the game, a couple of storylines very important and very interesting. You have Cal Fisher, his first 90 minutes of play in Major League Soccer, has done pretty well. For a young kid, I was actually quite surprised by his play, having watched him closely with FC Montreal for like 2 times. I was actually present when he was playing for the FC Montreal this season. And, well, I wasn't actually not really impressed with his play with FC Montreal. But it could due to the fact that he's not practicing a lot with the second team of the Montreal Impact, and the instincts with the teammates that he had in those games weren't present. Now, having practiced the whole year with, well, while he was not injured, with the Impact, you saw that he was able to play, even though he was out of position. You saw him play on a right back position, that he was effective. He was able to control the play, even nutmeg a couple guys, was there to intercept the ball in the right time. Him and Tissot had a up and down type of game. Great defensive moment followed by, well, you all saw the first goal of the Galaxy. But good job to Cal Fisher. And the other story that interested me tonight, and I talked about yesterday, that I talked to Cameron Porter for the first time in a while. Captain Cameron Porter was on the 18. He was available for this game. It's been a long time coming for Cameron Porter. So without further ado, let's listen to Cal Fisher after his first 90 minutes of play in Major League Soccer, followed by Cameron Porter and the main event tonight, Didier Drogba.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The guys supported me, and same with the coaching staff and everyone around here involved in the organization. So made a transition in the first game a lot easier, and it was a lot of fun. So went out there, and once the game got rolling, you're able to relax and enjoy the atmosphere and just take in the opportunity you get and to make the most of it and have fun.
You kept it simple.
Yeah.
Is that the strategy?
Yeah, just at first just getting a rhythm, like I was saying. It's try to complete first 5 passes, get into it. It's a different position for me. Defensively, though, it was the same. Not much difference. And the communication was big. And me and Hassoun and Von Drill and everyone in the back line had to talk a lot to make everything seem fluid and to stay connected, too. So,
Which thing, the crowd?
it was awesome. From minute 1 to 93, it was nonstop. And it was, even if they scored, they were there to lift us up. So it helped out a lot tonight, for sure.
And then Didier, of course, with the winner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you're not only, get a nice start in, you get a nice result in that start and get to feel so.
That's what was most important. And getting that, it's a big 3 points, and we needed that. And at this point in the season, too, a lot of people are getting different minutes, and that's going to help us along the way.
What you feel like you learned tonight, Pat?
Just you got to, I don't know, it's just the mentality. Once you score a goal, it's the next 5 minutes. We didn't deal with it as well as we should have, but, I mean, that's when you learn the most, So if we had just cruised through, you don't learn as much. So it'll help us longer in the season, but just that mentality and that focus has to be every minute, so you can't ever turn it off.
How bad were the butterflies in the start of the game?
More in the warm-up, and then when the ball got rolling and after we got done from jogging and stuff and got started, it went away, so.
Did you expect your first start in MLS to be against Steven Gerrard?
I would not have guessed that, but it was a lot of fun. So,
what is the one thing you learned today that you can bring to the next game and to help you continue your growth going forward?
Just got to continue to communicate. That's what'll help along the back line. That'll help with box defending too, and organizing runners coming through the box late. And we'll continue to work on that every week, and we'll get it down for sure.
How does a defender react after the blunder in the first goal?
Yeah, no problem. You gotta get the ball in the net and keep going, because we know who we have up top, and you see them in practice every day. And I knew we were gonna score another goal. So the next focus becomes, hey, we got it from now on, and we can't give up any more goals.
Thank you, Cal.
So yeah, thank you.
We're back in the 18 today. How did it feel? Is it a first step? How did it feel today?
No, it's a great first step. I mean, as Mauro says all the time, it's a process. So it's just great to be out there, supporting the team one step closer to getting on the field.
Was there any doubt, any lingering doubt over the last year up until your return? Did you have any worries up until today?
I mean, the biggest worries I had was when I was having that hamstring injury. It's just something that kind of kept on getting re-aggravated, and that was bothersome, but now it's in the past, and you can only look forward now, which is awesome.
Looking forward to see you on the pitch again, Cameron. Thank you.
And this is surprising to me that Drogba's going to be the one to take this. It seems like you'd want Drogba inside the box on this one. This is pretty much the last play of the game. And this is what Gerrard talks about. Can you see the game now? Well, this is the moment.
Didier Drogba to take this restart. Final moments of this match. Drogba firing towards goal, right of the goalkeeper, he scores! And Montreal is going to win this match on the goal by Didier Drogba off the free kick. A lapse by Brian Rowe. That one right there.
La manière dont on très facilement déséquilibrer. Et nous, pour marquer, c'est très difficile aussi. Même si on a les opportunités, c'est très difficile. Mais bon, quand on prend un but, c'est facile de pointer la défense du doigt, mais le score, il est pour nous aussi les milieux, les attaquants, pour tout le club. Donc, c'est l'affaire de tous, encore une fois.
Didier, for the way you win, how important is get this win for the way that you did it?
I think it's important for us to have won this game because I don't even remember the last time we won a game the last few weeks. So this one against LA Galaxy, also one of the best teams in this league, and against great players. So it was a good one. I think for the confidence of the group, of the players, I think it's going to be something important.
Prior to the game, what about thoughts prior to
No, I just wanted to hit the target and hit the ball well, and that's what I did. And I was lucky enough that the goalkeeper didn't keep it, and well, everybody was happy, I think, today.
At the end of the end, you went to the Galaxy goalkeeper. Who saved the goalkeeper?
These things happen, you know. It's football. Look, Evan Bush and Tissot made a mistake, and nobody speak about it now. they speak about the last mistake of the Galaxy goalkeeper, but it's the game, and that's unfortunately for them, things like that happen, and luckily for us, it's a goal.
To play against guys that you've battled with and battled against before in the Premiership, Gerard and Ashley Cole, is it nice for you to meet those guys?
Yeah, it's amazing, and I knew already that they were great guys, you know, and to come here and to play against them, it's another challenge, and you know, we have great memories, and it's always tough. You could see the result today and the quality that was on the pitch. Always a big game.
Very good heart and fight and courage for a team that was missing a lot of regulars, especially every single regular in the back four. So the team showed that tonight, and I don't know if a lot of people thought they were going to be able to against a Galaxy team that's so good.
Yeah, but I think as you are in a squad like our squad, I think it means you deserve to be there. You deserve to play. When you have a chance, you need to be ready to play as well, and that's what they did. Fisher, for example, didn't even play 1 minute this season, and look at this game. You know, I thought he was dying, and I asked him, "How are you feeling?" He's like, "I'm good. Come on, I'm good." You know, and this gave me a lot of strength, you know, and the desire to push a bit more and maybe to take this free kick in a better spirit, you know. So everybody's ready to play, and it's good also because the ones missing are gonna know that these kids are ready. So maybe the only good thing it will do for this team is improve us. Competition always improve a team, so it's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Cal Fisher, Cameron Porter, and I'm never going to get tired of saying this, and Didier Drogba. So, very important result again for Montreal. 3-2 victories against the LA Galaxy. One of the top team in the Western Conference. Montreal was able to stay in it until the end. Then, yes, took advantage of a mistake by a goalkeeper, but the mistake was created by the weight and the spin of that free kick. So, the 3 points that I'm taking out of this game was Dominic Oduro's consistency again this year with great positioning, great use of his skill set. He keeps it simple, but then he adds a couple of flair and touches on the ball lately. Props to you, Dominic Oduro. Nacho Piatti, again, knows how to finish. Put him in the right situation with the right time and the right space. He will score a bunch of goals in this league, and we have seen it, and we're continuing to see it. The third key for this game, third thing I'm taking out, Didier Drogba. We might have criticized him over the last few games for being too deep, but this time around, while he was deep, he was creating everything. Ball recuperation, was able to launch Dominic Oduro on the Piatti goal. So, props to Didier Drogba for his implication in the upper midfield, lower striker zone, you could say. Outside of the 18, yes, but he's able to take advantage of it when he's there. So, three keys of the match. Dominic Gaudreau's consistency, Piatti able to finish when he's at the right position on the pitch with the right time and the right space in front of him. He's one of the, if not the best in the league. And Didier Drogba's implication in the 25 to 18 yard area where he holds the ball, permits Piatti and Ontivero, and this time around Gaudreau to take care of business. So those are my three keys that led to the Montreal Impact victory late. Yes, a blunder, yes, but Montreal Impact and his hero, Didier Drogba, comes out with the goal. We thank you very much for listening to MLS post-game show last night. Every Saturday night, around 11 or midnight. It's going to be mostly 11, but it could be midnight depending on what time the Montreal Impact games, if at home, what times they finish to give me time to get into the studio. But usually around 11 p.m. every Saturday night live here on SPN Radio, you can listen to the MLS post-game show with audio from around the league, post-game comments from around the league, and open lines on SPN Radio. So every Saturday night, MLS post-game show. Thanks for listening to Off the Woodworkx. And until next time, I am Kevin Laramee. You can follow me on Twitter at Kev Laramee. That's at KEVLARAMEE. You can follow as well the Sports Podcast Network, the main network Twitter account. That's at SportsPodNet. And until next time, have a great soccer. You were listening to SPN, the Sports Podcasting Network. Visit us, sportspodcastingnetwork.com.